Welcome to this tutorial on event bubbling and delegation. So what is bubbling? Bubbling is when an event occurs on an element. It first runs the handlers on it and on its parent, then all the way up on the other ancestors. Not all bubble events are the same. If there's no event listeners on the parent classes, the event still bubbles, but no actions are taken. If we don't want our event to bubble, we can stop it with the stop propagation method. And delegation is basically the opposite of bubbling, where we put an event listener on the parent and have it go down into the children. This is basically done by putting the listener on some parent even as high as the entire body, and then using e.target to delegate which ones do specific functions. This can be useful when we use JavaScript to dynamically insert additional HTML. This is kind of a confusing topic, so here are my 2 cents. Event delegation can be useful in cleaner syntax as opposed to a loop that assigns multiple event listeners to specified elements. Bubbling is more of a pain, and it's something that we don't have to use and deal with too often. We can look at the stop propagation method here. The stop propagation method prevents propagation of the same event from being called. Propagation means bubbling up to parent elements or capturing down child elements. Why do I care? Understanding bubbling in delegation is important because you have to be aware of how event handlers travel through elements and how to control that. What do I need? VS Code, W3 Schools, and the Mozilla developer documentation. How do I do it? Create a JavaScript file and follow the instructions in the next slide. What is the output from the code shown on the screen? Try it yourself. Pause the video here. So, when we click this button, we can find out if the onClick event is a bubbling event, and the output is true. What if I want to change an element when the user presses a keyboard key? Well, in that case, we can use the onKeyPress method.